Hello students, in today's video lecture we are going to discuss about the SN2 mechanism for the oxidative addition of some adding molecules into some organometallic or coordinate compounds. We can compare this SN2 mechanism with that of the mechanism which you have studied in your organic chemistry in case of alkyl halides. There you have studied SN1 and SN2 mechanism. So it is almost similar to that SN2 mechanism. Now what are the basic features of this type of mechanism? So as compared to concerted mechanism where we used some non-polar reagents, this mechanism occurs when the adding molecule is polar in nature. Polar reagents like methyl halides, allyl halides, like this one, acyl halides and benzyl halides, they show SN2 type mechanism. The second condition for the oxidative addition to go through SN2 mechanism is that it involves a second order reaction kinetics similar to that of concerted mechanism, because in this case also the rate of reaction is directly proportional to the concentration of the complex as well as the concentration of the adding molecule, which is polar in nature. We can see that 1 power 1 plus 1 is equal to 2. So in a rate determining step we have the total sum of the coefficients equal to 2, hence it is following a second order kinetics. The next important feature or the point related to SN1 mechanism is that the polar solvents accelerate the kinetic rate of the reaction. This is because in this case the transition state formed is polar in nature, and we know that the polar solvent will stabilize that polar state to greater extent as compared to non-polar solvents. In comparison to concerted mechanism, because their transition state formed was non-polar in nature, so that was favored in non-polar solvents. The next point is, as we have studied in organic chemistry, that when a molecule like any nucleophile OH negative attacks the alkyl halide, so this is chiral center, we have an arrangement like this, and the product formed will have an inversion of the configuration. Similar to this case, in SN2 mechanism involving oxidative addition in organometallic compounds, we also have inversion of configuration at the carbon if it is chiral in nature. So this is a very important feature, because in concerted mechanism there was no change in the configuration, but in this case we have a changed, means inverted configuration because of that backside attack on the chiral carbon center. The next important feature is the process is related with some negative entropies of activation, which may change from -40 to -50 kilocalories per mole. So these were the basic points, and they are compared to that of the concerted mechanism for oxidative addition. Now what are the examples? So one thing is clear, that LA compound should act as a nucleophile. So consider the example L3PD with a pair of electrons, and it is attacking a chiral center having one atom as halogen, one phenyl group, one methyl group and one hydrogen. So this is chiral center. Okay, so we have the attack of this nucleophilic center, metal center, on the chiral carbon atom. We will get a 5-membered transition state, something like this one, like this. We have H at this position, methyl, and phenyl at this position, and the attack of the palladium metal complex, because this is acting as nucleophile in this case, and attacking the chiral carbon. After this, due to electron transfer, the metallic center becomes positively charged. This is carbon atom, methyl group, phenyl group, then H. There is formation of ion pairs. So this complex is positively charged, and this is the X negative which has been relieved from this group, chiral carbon atom. Then we can add one CO carbonyl group to this complex. After this, there is loss of one of the ligand which was already attached to the metal center, to give another L2 PD positive, phenyl group, methyl, and H. This step is followed by carbonylation, giving and on with the reaction with methanol, we got this compound. So now you can see that in this case, if the initial reactant was dextrorotatory, the final product formed will be levorotatory. So this is confirming that there is inversion of configuration. And why this is happening? Because of the backside attack of the nucleophilic metallic center on chiral carbon atom. So this is a very important feature of this SN2 type mechanism, in which there is inversion of configuration, provided the alkyl halide, anything which is the adding molecule, which is the reagent, contains chiral carbon atom. So one thing is clear now, there is formation of ion pairs. So during the SN2 mechanism, ion pairs are formed. This is another feature of SN2 type mechanism which was not present in case of consorted mechanism. So this can be confirmed by some other example. Now this is the very well known Vaska's complex, in which we have CO and Cl at transposition to each other, and we have two ligands which are generally triphenyl phosphine. When it reacts with methyl iodide, it gives again a 5-membered transition state with a positive charge complex. The step is followed by fast addition of this I negative to the complex. So now we have IR, CO, Cl, L, methyl group, and iodide. So initially in this reactant we were having 16 electron count and the geometry was square planar, but when it attacked the methyl iodide, it gives a 5-membered transition state, which ultimately is converted into an octahedral complex in which the oxidation state of metal has been increased by 2 units. Initially it was +1, now it is +3. The coordination number has been increased from 4 to 6. However, in the transition state there was no change in the oxidation state. It was still +1, but the coordination number was 5. So it is clear that iridium has 2 electrons and can act as nucleophile and can attack the methyl carbon atom of this methyl iodide, and finally these 2 electrons are lost and its oxidation state is increased from +1 to +3. that is in the final step. This is the slow step, and we know that slower step is the rate determining step. Hence we can write that the rate of reaction is proportional to the concentration of the complex as well as the concentration of the methyl iodide. So hence we can prove that this is a second order reaction, and we can easily see that there is formation of a polar transition state. Ion pairs are formed, and this ion pairing is favored by polar solvents. Hence, if the solvent affects the rate of the reaction, then it must be SN2 mechanism. Second point of difference which can differentiate the concerted mechanism with that of SN2 is that in case of concerted mechanism there was no inversion of configuration, whereas in case of SN2 mechanism there is inversion of configuration provided chiral carbon atom is attached to the molecule which has to be added. Now what are the factors which affect the rate of the SN2 reactions in case of organometallic reactions involving oxidative addition? The first one is that greater the nucleophilic nature of the metal center, greater is the reactivity of SN2 oxidative addition. So this can be illustrated by using some nickel compounds in which different substituents are attached. So if we have trialkyl phosphines attached to nickel, in all these compounds nickel will be in zero oxidation state. Then we have triphenyl phosphines, 4 such ligands. As told earlier, nickel is in zero oxidation state, and mixed ligands like 2 trialkyl phosphines and 2 alkenes, which can be ethene. Each alkene is a 2 electron donor. Then we can have nickel COD. COD stands for cyclooctadiene. There are 2 such cyclooctadienes, each will donate 4 electrons. So 2 cyclooctadiene units will donate 8 electrons, and we have 10 electrons from nickel, so 10 or 8, 18. So we are having 18 electron species. All these complexes are 18 electron in nature. So what is the effect of these substituents? We know that alkyl groups are electron repelling in nature, so they will increase the electron density on nickel. We know that alkyl groups have electron repelling nature. So greater the number of such alkyl groups, they will increase the electron density on nickel atom, and greater the electron density on nickel atom, more is its nucleophilicity and better it can attack the carbon atom of the adding molecule. So this is the first point, that there should be more electron density on the nucleophilic metal center for having better SN2 mechanism. The second point of interest is the steric hindrance. We know that if we consider this case, this is alkyl halide, it is polar in nature and can react to undergo nucleophilic attack by metal. If the presence of these groups X, Y and Z makes this carbon atom more sterically hindered, this metallic nucleophile can't easily attack, so this will lower the rate of the reaction. It means that these substituents which are attached to the carbon atom, they should be smaller in size so that the steric hindrance is less and metal can easily attack this one. So by considering the example, methyl iodide will react better, will undergo at faster rate, will undergo SN2 reactions at a faster rate as compared to ethyl iodide, which in comparison will undergo better nucleophilic attack if the substituent is isopropyl on carbon atom. So the presence of these bulky groups will hinder the attack of the metallic nucleophile. So greater is the steric hindrance, lesser is the attack. So what is the best way? Methyl iodide will react faster than ethyl iodide, then isopropyl iodide. The next point is the nature of the leaving group. Leaving group is the one which is attached to the carbon atom. Easier the release of this group, faster is the SN2 rate. So we know that if we have this X as I, you can write it as Ri, Rbr, RCl. So because of larger size of iodide, this bond is weaker and hence can be easily cleaved as compared to Rbr, as compared to RCl, because as we move from I to Cl, atomic size decreases and this leads to weaker bond. So this bond is stronger and is difficult to cleave, hence the rate of reaction will be faster in case of iodides as compared to bromides and alkyl chlorides. Another point of discussion is that the presence of halide ions in the reaction mixture increases nucleophilicity of the metal and hence exert a powerful acceleration for SN2 oxidative addition. Now why this is so? If we add any halide ion, particularly I negative iodide ion, because this is very good nucleophile, it can easily lose its electrons to the metallic center. So consider this example. If we have the group like this, where we have L as triphenyl phosphine. If we initially add some I negative inorganic iodide is added, this I negative will attack the metal center and will remove its one of the ligand, which is triphenyl phosphine. So this will result in the formation of a diiodide complex. Now because of presence of this I negative ion, the nucleophilic nature of the metallic center is increased. Now this can react in a better way with methyl iodide because we have now increased the nucleophilicity of the reaction. One thing is important, because we know that polar solvents accelerate the mechanism, we must add some polar solvent in the step which is involving the addition of some inorganic iodides. So due to the addition of this one, we will remove this I negative and finally this triphenyl phosphine is attached again to the complex. We will get a 6 coordinated compound. We are representing triphenyl phosphine as L, CO, I and methyl. So this is the complex which is being formed, and the rate of the reaction is increased in the presence of this iodide ion and polar solvent for the complex of rhodium. The reaction proves that the rate of SN2 oxidative addition reaction is increased if some inorganic iodides are added to the reaction mixture in the presence of polar solvent. So this confirms that the metal complex is acting as a nucleophile and is a better reagent for attack on the alkyl halides. Thank you.